Right guys, how's it going? Today we're going to crack on with a week's worth of back testing going back a couple of weeks. So jumping back to July the 29th and covering a week right there. But first of all, before we do that, we have a winner to announce for a competition which I ran about a month ago. It is the last competition that I will be doing of this year, just an experiment that I wanted to try. And of 11,000 people who had seen the video, only 5 people had posted their results. So it was a challenge. It was a 10 trade challenge following this strategy that I'm about to show you, but using the M1 and the M15. And yeah, just 5 people. So what I've done is I've added their names into a roulette wheel and we are going to press spin and then we're going to look at their results. So good luck, guys. TJ Trades, congratulations. So I don't know why that froze up, but there we go. TJ Trades, well done. Let's have a quick look at your results. So these are the results of the guys, 61R and 32. So you did it twice, so well done. Only got one entry, but still. Nearly 20R, 52R, 40 and 60R, call it, and 43. So just out of 10 trades, that's a phenomenal result just doing the scalping strategy. 10 trades, remember that. So we're now just going to jump into the back testing. I'm going to go by replay. 29th of July is what we're looking for there. And I'm just going to talk you through the rules really quickly. So basically, we are traveling zone to zone, okay? So the market, if you just follow the structure of the market, it basically, not all the time, but it tends to bounce off key structure points, all right? So supply and demand, support resistance, it is bouncing from zone to zone. We use Boss and Chock to help us with the direction. We've got a 65, 70% accuracy that we are chasing Boss, which is a breaker structure. And we're doing that predominantly on the higher time frame. There's a couple of caveats to that, but generally speaking, we try to identify a trend that we're moving in, look for an order block that's been left behind, reach down to the next zone, which has preferably been unmitigated on the higher time frame, look for Chock on a lower time frame, and start feeding our way back to this area. And once we get to there, there's a couple of entries that we can do. We can either bounce directly off the rebalance, we could get a rejection candle, or we could get Chock, preferably again, just a preference, to get a mitigation at the halfway point of that higher time frame POI, and then feed our way down to, at least the nearest swing, or we could do, again, a rebalance, or we can feed all the way down to literally another point of interest that has been unmitigated. So we'll try and target down there if we can. But I'd always recommend, just playing it by ear, looking at the price action, because you don't want to try and play a hero trade. I do that all too often and I end up taking very little, if anything, from the market when I make those silly decisions. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're just going to mark up the charts, okay? So what I'm looking for is points of interest. I'm looking for supply and demand zones. I'm looking for rebalances on the daily time frame at the moment. So we have the nearest sort of pullback from us is right here, just on the daily. Okay, so daily POI right here, and we've got another daily POI right there. And this actually looks like a weekly restructure or rebalance. Is that so? Yeah, probably. So we've got 2 dailies right here, and we've just moved into this order block right there. So that little red candle right there. Going to drop down to the daily. We're also going to check for Boss and Chock. So just from memory, I know there's, well, actually, I think it's there. Yeah, Boss. So daily Boss is down there. Just going to apologize in advance. I've got to put music in the background of this video because I have a snoring dog in the room with me. Very sweet dog, but it's snoring. So hopefully the microphone's not picking up on it. I'm going to move to the H4 and again, just look for the same thing. So we've rebalanced right here, which we did the other day. We've also got potentially this, which is right on the halfway point, which is usually quite a good thing. And below us, we had, I think we've rebalanced this already or mitigated. Yeah, so we did that already. So that one's already been and gone. And then below us, I can't find anything without rebalance until we get down to here. Okay, so really we kind of got this, although I'd go from the inside bar. So we got that on the H4. So that's a bit of a distance away. All of this, I just see this as curve liquidity, so it should get run quite quickly. It just means that there's like everything's been rebalanced, all right? So that should run fast. I mention it on almost every video. That's normally what happens. Within a couple of candles, all of this should disappear because there's nothing without, an imbalance, and we've mitigated the very last one. So just bear that in mind. So predominantly, we're looking for trades to get short. It doesn't mean that we have to take short trades, but ideally we want to. Okay, so M15, let's see what there is. I think that we were in a trade the other day, actually, from one of the other videos that I'd covered. So we were in a trade already, and I just want to mark that on so we can add it to the list. I would assume it was this. My apologies if it wasn't, but I think it's that. Because yeah, we'd rebalance that last sort of retest down. So to me, the target really needs to be down here. So 6.49. I thought it was further. Oh well. Apologies if I've got that wrong. I haven't checked the video. And at the moment on the M15, we're looking to get a break of that preferably, or a sweep of this, quite possibly. So that's pretty much our range that we're in. We'll see what happens with price action. Let's get stuck in. Oh, and also I've got the news alerts, but I quite often miss these. I forget about them. So hopefully I won't be marking up too much stuff in hindsight. So let's just get cracking. And if I miss something quite briefly, I'll just re-add it on. So we are, oh yeah, we're still in this, oh no, hang on. Looks like we're out of this trade. Hang on, let me check the highs here. So 8701, 8701. Yeah, unfortunately, getting off to another losing start. I'll put that over there. Squeeze that out the way. So we've had a sweep. Well, not a sweep, an equal high. Oh, bear in mind, there's chalk right here. So just going to place this on there and put it right there. So we got chalk. Not very strong, but still quite like it. Let's click on. All right. Okay, that now looks like it's swept it. Oh no, I've got it in the wrong place. Could look to take a trade just to rebalance if we can. There's also another potential just above, which I'll mark up as well. If these come back in, I'll just mark them up. But just to save time, I won't bother aligning everything. I'm going to be taking my trades off of the 0, just in backtesting. In live trading, I've been doing it off the 0.25, and I've also been getting swept out of position. So I'm just experimenting at the moment with my entries, because I'm getting a bit frustrated with either just missing the trade or just getting slapped out a little bit. So I might put the stop loss 1 pip further away and also put the entry from exactly the rebalance. So yeah, we'll do that. Oh, sorry, I'm into that trade now. All right, let's mark that on. So historically, I would do this. Well, historically, I've been doing it even this week. So that, but I want to start doing this just straight off of there and then just add 1 pip to it. This is going to make it big. All right, so that's quite a big stop loss now for me. First trade is going to be there. Well, first take profit. Oh no, sorry, we did get a sweep. So first take profit, if you're doing anything, would be here. But in reality, you want to get to that swing low. Continue down on the H4, so down to here. That's a 15-hour trade, so that's pretty cool. Got another trade which is potentially lined up. Let me try and clear this up. Not actually. Do I want to do it? Click along a bit. Yeah, that looks all right. It's continuing down. It's already been rebalanced. Nah, not a massive fan of that. So I was going to go for that candle there, but it's just been rebalanced on the very next candle, so it's probably not going to be that strong, to be fair. Oh, okay. Having said that, may have made a small error of judgment, although we've now left behind this, which is pretty cool. So I'll mark this one up. I was going to place we'll do it like this. See if 1 pip buffer is going to be safe enough for us. 7R is okay if that comes in. Okay, not looking, okay, looking all right. Looking better. Hey, we've left behind another one, which is pretty much going to be like a twin trade. So we'll mark up another one right here. I'll tell you what, I don't need that anymore. I can literally just use this, which is a little bit easier. I think it might help with my trading psychology because this last week haven't done so well just because I've been getting slapped out of positions. Just with the sweeps, EU has been horrible to trade the last couple of weeks. I have not been a fan at all. Bear in mind, unless you're taking profit on all of these, see, just like with this, yeah. So if you're not moving your stops, you would not be taking all of these trades in live trading, by the way. These are all just possibilities, possible areas where you could get involved, but I wouldn't recommend necessarily effectively, going 1 risk, 2 risk, 3 risk. You just wouldn't be doing that. So ideally, if you're going to try to scale in, you must try to move like a trailing stop behind like a near swing. So for example, this one would be now here. So behind a near swing, you'd lock in a little bit of profit and you'd have a little bit of freedom to place a second trade. But generally speaking, try not to stack up all your risk unless you're trying to get into a position like down here, for example, where you're going to have fresh equity available. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. It just allows you to scale into positions because I think that is probably the best way to really grow your account. So let's keep on going. We've got another one already, so pretty neat. Making a good start. Okay, I think I remember missing most of these in live trading. Bit frustrating. So it was probably this week where I prompted myself to get involved at the baseline rather than at 0.25. But I'm now really considering adjusting my stop loss to add the add the 1 pip at the end as well. It really does expand it out though. So I've got to put it all into a spreadsheet and make sure it can still work and be viable for me. But yeah, look at that. That's like shrunk it down from what would normally be that. So don't know. But then again, I haven't taken out as much as what I'd have expected to because of the previous. Oh, that one's in as well. How many are there here? Okay, so you wouldn't necessarily take all of these, but this would just be maximum possibility. However, if price did come up and sweep out, I would literally just mark it up as 4 losses. Okay, so let's keep on clicking through. See, another tag there. So yeah, historically I'd have probably missed that. All right, cool. So these are all looking pretty sweet. This is, yeah, pretty much why I want to go from the baseline rather than 0.25. The 0.25 was purely mathematical, but very, very tempted to switch it up a little bit. Got another one. So when the market starts trending, you get so many opportunities to get involved. But I just have been slightly missing them. And the ones where I have got involved, stuff like this had happened, okay, where it's just literally touched it. It happened again this morning on one of the trade markups. So just so you're aware, in FTR, I've got a markups channel, a bit like signals. They're a bit dodgy in the UK though, puts me at a bit of risk. So I share my markups, stuff like this on the charts. And I do a call at 7:15 every morning in the UK. And basically just, oh man, no way. And basically I am sharing all of this and enabling you guys, if you're trying to learn through the YouTube videos, but you don't need or don't want a community, you basically just copy what I've got on my charts. But I don't give out the figures, like for example, this entry price, stop loss, etc. You just got to grab it from the chart, look at where I've done it, and do the same. So right here, oh, we've got another potential here. So this is going pretty good. So I'm just going to use a smiley face and just mark on here that we've got one. Did we take that? Was there a trade there? Yeah, there was, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and not 5 yet. But that's 15. Call it 8, 23. Call it 8. 31. And then call it 6, 37 and a loss. All right, so that's pretty good going. And if this was using the 1 pip, that would also have won, and that would have been 5.5. So yeah, just trying to add to it. I just want to trade with a little bit more certainty, and EU has been one of the dirtiest pairs I have seen in a long, long time. It's really, really frustrating me at the moment. It's why I changed from GU a few years ago and switched over to EU, along with the spreads. But bear in mind as well, I use a broker with a raw ECN, which means that I get pretty much the best rates in the market. And I'd recommend anybody to use them. So I do get a little, oh, I should have said there's one right here. I do get a little commission as well under certain conditions, but you can use them. It's literally tagged in my YouTube footer as standard. So we've got this as well. Where are we going with this? Okay, this looks a little bit extreme. No, this is too mad. All right, I'm not going to place that. We're going to have to wait for a better turn in the market. So we just don't have enough safety to even take a slight bit of profit. So we'll click on anyway. It looks like it would have worked. Oh well. Oh, look at that. However, having said that, there is a trade right here. We'll put this on in hindsight. This would be chalk on the 15, by the way, if we were to break above the high of this. I'll place it on in a second. Oh, there we go. All right, so that would be a loss. Okay. Oops. Put a little X there. So chalk on 15 doesn't matter so much. Let's click on a little bit. I want to be able to look at the H4 without revealing too much. So I'm trying to get up to 545. See what the H4 is doing. Quite a bounce off of thin air, apart from a weekend candle, a weekend drop. Okay, so momentum coming into the market. Wouldn't have expected it, to be fair, but whatever. Let's have a quick glance at this. So on the H4, we have this push up right there. And we have like a structural rebalance just below. I can get rid of these lines now because they're just not relevant. Looks all right. The daily, what time? not even at the end of the first day. I'm going to try to plow through this a little bit faster. We've chopped on the M15, so we can technically look to get long off of here. But it is, I think, in the middle of nowhere. I'm not confident on this until there's something else. Just a wick, I would not have classed that as a turning point. But we could now, technically, get something like this. I'd want a stronger push up, press into here, and then possibly go down like this, or work our way. Oh no, we have. We've mitigated everything here. Oh, apart from this, okay, so it's probably going to be that, or maybe even that top one. But that would be the extreme of the H4, which would be the ideal trade. Already taking profit on this based on the swing structure of the H4. So going for boss, something like that. To be fair, that would be the ideal plan, but we'll see. It's like a structural retest right there, isn't it? So one of the confluences, but I don't think I've mastered it quite yet. So no getting in. Well, it's looking all right. Maybe I should have done. Is that an overnight candle? All right, I'm going to go back a tiny bit just so I can quickly check the daily without revealing the day. So clear up the chart. Okay. Got a fairly big inside bar right there. So I'm going to do that as a daily. What's that on the H4? Okay, so we've already retested the daily. Okay, so I'm not interested in taking the daily. So I'll just take that off. Don't think that's going to be too solid. Then the 15. So that was the retest of the daily, I think, which means that it should be an order block. But that's still pro. Oh, let me double check. Pro trend to the H4. Yes, H4 is heading down. It's okay to look at that. I don't use it very often, but premium discount tool. So that would be safe to get short, and that would be safe to get short. That's just helpful. I rarely ever use it anymore, but it's just to try and help filter trades and maybe get a long up to it, but not looking likely at the moment. Click along. Sometimes there's just nothing to do for absolutely ages, which is really, really hard in live trading because I want to try to give people the confidence to be able to take trades. But in reality, when there is nothing, you're trying to force a trade out of thin air, and it is very dangerous to do. So, oh, what's all this? There we go. See, I always forget these. So growth rate. Oh, okay, that might be quite big. 10, maybe don't take a trade. Inflation rates. I don't remember this, but okay. Job openings, which is normally like 20 pips or so. So I don't know with these. Okay, it's certainly pushing up. Was that during the news candle? That's the news candle. We haven't quite hit the area which we were expecting. Try and short from that anyway, if you can. Oh, I don't know. Oh, look at that. Narrow miss. Narrow. I'd probably get a bit sulky. Oh, actually, the rebalance was here on the blue candle, but the order block was the white candle, so I'd have missed it. Like, yeah, I'd have missed it. Oh well. But we do have this. But we would have also have chopped on the M15. So, nah, you wouldn't have taken that. That's old news, old order block. So forget it. It's a shame because it looks fairly decent. Oh, never mind. Forget I said that. And then we've got usually a 20 pip 20 pip trade with that. So get that out the way. Was that it? Was that 20 pips? Oh, it was 10. Okay. Not very strong. And we've basically bossed down again. We've got the potential to get short again. Which candle? That's rebalanced. Okay, maybe we don't. All right, we just missed it. I want to experiment and give this a go. Oops. That's also rebalanced. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Break above there, we get chock again, press down further, hopefully. Alright, bit choppy. What time is it? 6. Gonna go back one candle, look at the H4 again. I always have at least 2 charts on at any one time, so I'll split this screen in half. H4, M15, just so you can keep a perspective of the higher time frame. So it's always wise doing that. So yeah, it looks like we rebalanced as well, that H4, which I didn't notice before. So what was that? I'm guessing it was this. Yeah, wouldn't have found an entry right here anyway, so never mind. Just trying to find a bit of direction, to be fair. We've sort of chalked up, but only with a wick, so I want momentum to break above this high before I can look at taking longs out of probably this, to be fair. Like, that looks decent. But what are we reacting from? This. Alright, area of consolidation underneath here. This, in my eyes, has mitigated that. Doesn't look great. Like, you know, I'm not keen. Oh, I said about that being curved liquidity. How quickly did we go through it? Pretty fast. Happens almost every time. That's why, to me, imbalances are important. Don't trade off of them. I know a lot of people trade imbalances, but when there's no imbalance, like, do not place orders. Literally, do not place orders when there is everything rebalanced. The market is balanced. Therefore, there's no resistance against your trades. That looks like an evening candle. No, just a bit of a jump. Oh, it was right there. Okay, I'm going to check the daily again because I'm assuming it's going to be an inside bar. Oh, it's not. It's a doji. Okay, so a bearish press down should be imminent. H4, we've rebalanced. There's a doji, almost an inside bar. Not looking superb. M15. Let's get cracking because we're only at the end of Tuesday. Let's get some sort of direction going. Come on. Oh. What's all this? Inflation rate. I swear we just had that. Okay. Must be a different country in Europe. Okay. I'm going to set one of these over here just to get out before this. If we get into anything. Now, in real life, I'd probably have been chancing a few trades here because Monday, Wednesday, that's a long time to go without placing a trade. Oh, we have pushed up a bit, so I would not be confident. Just going to see if we can get a trade in here. H4 is down from memory. Okay, there's no tag on this yet, but oops. Yeah, this probably isn't going to be viable. I think I'm placing this out of boredom. Need a minimum of 1 to 4. Looks a bit difficult. Don't trade out of boredom. Thank God this is just backtesting. But I think you should backtest just to test your skill. That was a shambles. Right, let's keep going. I want to check the H4. I'm going to have to go back to here. We're still bearish on the H4 unless we get a close above this. So, yeah. All right, so quite often you'll get a break above, quick grab and go. So I'll happily place a trade off of this, even though it's a little bit older now. The first TP makes sense. All right, cool. Oh no. All right, it's still okay. It's still good. In. Uh-oh. Okay, that's looking loads better. Oh, man. Never mind. I'd have been dead chuffed with that until that moment. Oh well. Oh, has that come up to here now? No, because the H4 would have gone up. Hold on. Let me check. So H4 has now chalked up. So we're looking for longs mostly. So can we get a long off of this? Are there any order blocks? Or would it be best getting chalk on the M15? I'm going to chance it and say this one. Covered a low. Got the news coming up, so just beware of that. But we're looking for longs, although I'd still be tempted to retest this in real life. Oh yeah, so that one would have been invalid, so we wouldn't have... Why is that there? If I just literally... Oh, that's why. Okay, right. So yeah, we would have tried that. Oh yeah, there's a trade right here as well. Right, okay, yeah. I just confused myself for a second. No, if you took this, you'd be very, very, very conscious of the red news coming up. And to make this worthwhile, you'd need to go up really to a 1 to 4, which would be up here. Just kind of getting stuck in with all that. Although this was still a live trade to go short. Oh, and I can check the H4 right now. So that was strong down. I want to retest this because it's a standard, is it a flag pattern? Oh, I can't remember, but basically it's a wedge. There's going to be aggression in here most likely. Want to get short really from up there. So we've got boss and chalk, which give us that sort of directional bias. You don't have to follow it, but it's an instance where I think I'd be... Can't remember if the market shoots up or if it comes down. My brain's literally like a sieve. This over here, actually, what day is that? Oh, right, Monday. I took a bad trade here on my live account. So just talk us back on that. Yeah. So that was Asia. Yes. So I paid too much attention to people talking about an Asian sweep. I used to be a London breakout trader. To be fair, not on euro dollar, but I decided to go with what other people say about there being a sweep, and I got involved on the close of that candle really stupidly to go long, and I ended up being an order block. So all my trade was, in amongst everybody else. But big mistake. -1 to kick off the week. Painful. Okay, so here come the losses. Just missed the entry to that. Now, oh yeah, so H4 is still up. We're still okay to take that long if it comes in. I would now be not looking to take this if we're within an hour of this news event. So 7 o'clock. All right, got another couple of candles possibly. All right, in. Okay, probably shouldn't have done that. Haven't even got that marked up. So what would that be? Ah, already just a ridiculous trade. So let's think about this. Where's the 4? Yeah, be realistic. You're not going to take that, especially with that time constraint to move so fast. Wouldn't take that trade. It does look like we're passing through the order block. Then we got news in a second, so I'm just going to skim past that. Oh, right, okay. I thought there'd be huge news events. What's the time? I'm going to click on a little bit. Go back a little bit. Check the daily. Bullish. Ah, didn't notice that. H4. All right, okay, so the daily did sort of mitigate its area. H4 is looking bearish again. Strong moves down. Still technically bullish because Choc has just moved to here. So H4 Choc is here. Just going to put this on the chart. Because it's moved. Choc was there. We're only getting wick breaks. So I'm just going to put it where I think it should be. Get rid of that now. To go long. So, but that is a telltale sign that we're about to drop. But who knows? I can't see anything to trade off. Maybe that rebalance. But that's getting short, and we're not looking for shorts, we're looking for longs. That's been used up now. So we've actually got this inside bar. But dare I say, we've already, we've pretty much rebalanced that. So, I don't know, we'll do one from the inside bar. All right, so we'll be in this trade. Looking good. That's a huge stop. Wow, okay, that's a distance. Which means that we're going to have to be going up to here. Okay. Doesn't look realistic, to be honest. And then, is that an unmitigated H4? Try and break the high of that, and then up to here. So probably set that as a target. Never mind. All right, so it looks like we had a good day on Monday and a miserable rest of the week so far. Sometimes I guess there's a bit of a bonus to not being available all the time during the week. However, you do need to take all the trades if you can. Wow, okay. So you were expecting it to go down. But yeah, you want to be taking every trade, regardless of win or loss, because really, if you've got a positive expectancy on your trading plan, which I do have, you wouldn't believe it looking at all these X's right there. But if you've got a positive expectancy, there is really a massive importance for you to take every trade. So let's go from that candle, H4 POI. That's still important, but that will be, our H4 chock is now up here. So we got messed around a couple of times there. So H4 chock is there. Could do a grab quite easily. Could maybe even go to here, but who cares? What's this? Manufacturing, so usually almost like a no news, maybe 15 pips. Oh, I was going to say, how about this? Oh, it's being rebalanced. Never mind. I was going to say about this one, it looked like some sort of structural retest before we broke, but don't worry about it. I'd probably place it in real life, even though it's being rebalanced, but yeah, no real need. There we go. Oh, okay, that worked. And that little jump was from the news, which I thought wasn't going to do anything. Okay, let's keep going. Cool. Break the low, please. All right, we come back up to here. Non-farm. Okay. Got a couple of hours. We'll place this on to get short. And we'll take it off before non-farm. So we'll take it off about there. Okay, you'd be sad. Alrighty. Okay, so that's going. All of these wouldn't be on, by the way, for non-farm payroll. No trades. Where's that going? 145, check the H4. Okay. So you could possibly look for a short on the M15 if you get a rejection off of that, but try to stick to the plan if you can. We've now got possibly, is that looks a little bit crappy, to be honest with you. Yeah, I remember talking about these on one of our calls the other day in FTR. If you want to join the community, by the way, the link's below, but I'm about to lock it down. So it'd be by invite only. So you can register your interest, but it'll be based on your experience to join the group. So you can apply or just join the markups, and I'll do a call every morning. All right, we finished. Okay, we finished the week. But yeah, there's the markups channel is, I think it's in the description now. So we got, right, four winners. Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losers. All right, so whatever the winners are minus the losers. So 15, okay, so we're straight in profit. We knew that anyway. So 15, call it 8, 23. Call that 8 as well, so round it down. 31. And then this one, call that 6, 37. Yeah, 37. And then minus 7, isn't it? So 30 plus 30. But if you didn't trade on Monday, you'd be miserable because that would be a losing week. So hopefully you take some of these or one of them. Like, let's look at the time in the UK anyway. For me, I took a stupid loss here, like I was an absolute idiot, and I knew to get short right here, and I didn't. I missed it basically when it came back. So because I had my entry off the 0.25, which is why I'm really considering going from the zero. Yeah, I've got to do a little bit more work on it, a bit more back testing, playing about with my spreadsheets, and just make sure that I'm not going to damage my risk reward ratio too much. But the amount of losses I've taken recently, it hurts like hell. And the trades that I'd literally just missed an entry on, and the stop loss. So yeah, frustrating, but oh well. You'd have taken, possibly, would you have taken that one? 8 in the morning? Yes. So short here, God knows why I didn't, but short right there, and another one right here at 8:30. So those two, yeah, okay. So I'd mentioned about moving your stop loss. Okay, so just watch the cursor because it's just going to get too busy otherwise. You'd be in, which trade was it? Yeah, so in this trade, tagging into here, and when price broke down, you would move your stop loss basically behind this one, because if this goes, this one would get taken because we've already mitigated that. So effectively, you wouldn't quite be back to break even, but you'd be nearly break even. So that allows you a free 1% to get into this trade. So every, like, 1R that you move down, technically you're gaining 2R on your account. So, if like me, you're risking between sort of 2.5% and 3.5% per trade, you'd be doing all right. You'd be gaining sort of like 7-ish% every 1R down that you're taking cumulatively. So anyway, I hope that was all right. Any questions, stick them in the comments box. If you want to join me, FTR link is below, or you can just do the markups and, I can't say guarantee that you'll earn while you learn because I'm not allowed to, but I'll just mark out all the points of interest for us. And I simulate by showing these things on the chart and explain my reasonings behind them. So pretty decent. Doing all right this week and last week, I think. Past few weeks have been tricky, but it's been very tricky market conditions. And I don't just do EU anymore. So the pairs that I trade, there's actually 6 pairs now, EU. So anyway, see you in the next video.